Om Shanti. Good morning, angels. Today we will listen today's murli. Today's date is 25th August 2026. Before listening murli, we will focus all our attention in the center of the forehead and realize ourselves in the form of the soul. I am a soul, a subtle point of light seated in the center of the forehead, behind the eyes. I am not this body. I am the soul who plays a part through this body. This body is made of the five elements, and I am conscious, divine, living light. And then we will listen to the murli with full concentration and from the depth of heart. Today is 25th of August 25th of August 2026. Essence of this murli is: sweet children, by remembering the father and the inheritance, you earn an income and also become ever healthy and immortal. Sweet children, by remembering the father and the inheritance, you earn an income and also become ever healthy and immortal. Question: what is the easy way to keep your heart clean and pure? Answer: wherever you are staying, be a trustee. Always think that you are eating from Shivaba's treasure store. The hearts of those who eat from Shivaba's treasure store continue to become clean and pure. To live at home with your family and remain a trustee as per the directions of Srimad is the same as eating from Shivaba's treasure store and your mind being surrendered. Om Shanti. You children have been to spiritual gatherings for birth after birth for half a cycle. There are spiritual gatherings of all types of human beings, sages, holy men, pandits, etc. This is not a spiritual gathering of human beings. This is called a spiritual gathering of spirits. The Supreme Spirit has a heart-to-heart conversation with you spirits. That is, He has a spiritual gathering with spirits, souls. Here you are not listening to a human being or a deity. You are listening to God. God is always called the incorporeal one, and He only comes when He has to teach you children to make you into gods and goddesses. No one apart from God can give anyone the status of a god or goddess. You children know that when it is the confluence age of every cycle, incorporeal God comes and gives us this knowledge. Only you understand this. It is difficult for others to understand. Shiv Baba definitely comes, but instead of saying his name, they have said that Sri Krishna is the God of the Gita. Therefore, it is definitely a human body that enters everyone's intellect. You did have divine virtues, but you have now become those with devilish traits. You are now once again becoming those with divine virtues. Those with divine virtues are called the godly community, whereas those with devilish traits are called the devilish community. The incorporeal father is now teaching this incorporeal community. That is, he is teaching you souls. This is why this is called the godly community or the spiritual community, whom the spiritual father comes and teaches. You have now become spirit, soul conscious. I am a soul and the Father is teaching me. He tells us to remember Him so that our sins can be absolved. He only teaches spirits. Only he is knowledgeful. Sages and holy men continue to say neti neti, neither this nor that. That is, they don't know about the spirits. How could the ocean of this knowledge speak knowledge unless he came personally? These matters have to be understood very well. It is not a human being who is teaching us, it is the Father who is teaching us. That one is the unlimited incorporeal Father. It has also been explained to you children that everyone has two fathers, corporeal and incorporeal. One is spiritual and the other is physical. Only the spiritual father comes and purifies spirits. You know you were pure, that you then became impure, and that you are now becoming pure from impure. The images are in front of you. Baba advises you repeatedly go and sit in front of the picture of the cycle, and then all of this knowledge will enter your intellects. How you are now at the confluence age and how all others consider themselves to belong to the iron age. The iron age is said to be extreme darkness. You are now at the confluence age. You are now in the light. You don't receive this knowledge in the golden age. Only when the Father comes is there extreme light. This confluence age is the benevolent age. There is no other age like this one. When the Father comes, the golden age is not called a benevolent age. No one is benefited there. Only at the confluence age does benefit take place. In the golden age, there is already benefit for everyone. The iron age becomes the golden age through this benevolent confluence age. Look how much you are being benefited now just by remembering the Father and your inheritance. You earn such a huge income. You have a full income and are the heartiest, healthiest of all. You have a full income and are the healthiest of all. Your lives becomes immortal. You never experience untimely death. Therefore, you children should have so much happiness having having all of this knowledge in your intellects. You children have come here, and so you have to make effort and become capable of explaining the pictures at the museums. In order to make yourself capable, each of should sit down and teach yourself for 7 to 8 days. As soon as you have practiced this, you should run to do service. Go and do service and then come back. It is very easy to learn this. As soon as you keep a picture in front of you, everything about how you are now sitting at the confluence age enters your intellect. There are many human beings in today's world. Tomorrow there will be very few. All of them have to return home. The Father Himself has now come and He honors you, children, so much. The Father has now come and He honors you, children, so much. The resident of the far away land has come to the foreign land. The land of Ravan is the foreign land, is it not? Ravan can never enter Rama's land. The sustenance of you children is now in the Father's hands. I eat with you, that is, I only eat from your treasure store. Your sustenance takes place here. Those who are surrendered are sustained here anyway. However, even those whose minds consider everything to belong to God the Father and that they are just trustees and spend according to Srimat are sustained by Shivbaba's treasure store. By eating from Shivbaba's treasure store, your hearts become clean and pure. It isn't that they are not eating from Shivbaba's treasure store. To do everything according to Shivbaba's direction is like eating from his treasure store. The treasure store you eat from is constantly full and it takes away your sorrow and suffering. After this, you will never experience untimely death. Shiv Baba only comes at this time and his praise is sung. The birthday of Shiva is also celebrated, but no one knows what his treasure store is like. Baba truly comes here. All the children who come here receive food from Shiv Baba's treasure store. If males surrender, that is fine. But if they don't surrender, what can a mother do if he doesn't surrender? The income is provided by the husband. He doesn't surrender himself. Only when he earns an income can his wife, etc., eat from that. Yes, when a couple surrender, they can be sustained from Sibaba's treasure store. The father sits here and explains this clearly to you children. Keep it in Keep it in your intellects that you will be staying with the father until you reach your karmatit stage. Keep it in your intellects that you will be staying with the father until you reach your karmatit stage. Day by day, we are coming close to our self sovereignty. Time continues to pass and you continue to come closer. How many years still remain before you go to the first year of the golden age? How close have you come to that? The father says, children, your cycle of 84 births is now coming to an end. You now know the cycle of 84 births. Just by looking at the cycle, you would say that you are now at the confluence age. This side is the iron age and the other side is the golden age. Tomorrow we will be in our land of happiness. The world doesn't know this. They are in complete darkness. You children should experience a lot of happiness. We are earning an income for 21 births from the unlimited Father. You have the happiness that you are receiving the inheritance of constant happiness. Only you have it in your fortune to become residents of heaven. Heaven is a wonderful place. Just as they saw the seven wonders, so this is the biggest wonder of all. There are wonderful pictures of heaven. Lakshmi and Narayan were the masters of the world. This is why Baba has written at the top of the picture, write about the Sun dynasty, and below that write about the Moon dynasty, and half the cycle will be completed. The Sun and Moon dynasties exist for 1250 years each. Then the notion of hundreds of thousands of years cannot exist. There they spend so much on obtaining physical power. Here there is no expense from the beginning to the end. This is the account of the father and the children. There is no question of expense. Children come here to refresh themselves, and this is why buildings are built. The money all belongs to the children. So many days have already gone by, and now, for the remaining few days, there is no expense at all. You receive liberation in life without spending a cell. It is just a question of effort in this. All devotees remember God, but they don't know who God is. Because of not knowing God, they have believed many to be God. You children now have to give the introduction of the true Father. You children should have a lot of happiness that the unlimited Baba is teaching you to make you into the masters of heaven. Baba comes and establishes heaven and inspires the destruction of hell. Therefore, the great Mahabharat war is connected with this. This cycle continues to turn every 5000 years. The Father also enters the confluence age of every cycle. They have written in the Gita that he comes in every age. Therefore, because there are 5 ages, they say that he comes 5 times. In that case, why have they also written about 24 incarnations and incarnations of so and so? Human beings have so many sacrificial fires, so much tapasya, make so many donations and perform so much charity. They think all of those are paths to find God. However, no one can go to God. People beat their heads so much for half a cycle. You went around in all four directions for birth after birth. You did this and that, and yet you didn't find the Father. The Father is now so close to you, children. He is talking to you and explaining to you. You understand, you will meet Him exactly in the same way every cycle. Whatever has happened will happen in the same way every cycle. The same Dada will be a jewel merchant. God will enter the same one, and you same children will then come and belong to the Father and once again claim the inheritance of heaven from Him. This eternal and imperishable part that the Father plays with you children will continue to repeat in the same way, cycle after cycle. Acha, to you sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Bab Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to you spiritual children, essence for dharna. First point. Sorry. We spiritual children say Namaste to our spiritual father, Bab Dada. Essence for dharna. First point. This is the benevolent confluence age. There is benefit in everything in this age. There is nothing but an income in everything. Remember the Father and the inheritance and make your life immortal for 21 births. Second point. Surrender your mind and intellect while living at home with your family. Your expenditure should be according to Srimad. Be a complete trustee. Today's blessing is with the power of cooperation, make those who are uncooperative become cooperative, and may you become like the Father and uplift those who defame you. With the power of cooperation, make those who are uncooperative become cooperative, and may you become like the Father and uplift those who defame you. It is not an act of courage to be cooperative with those who are cooperative. However, just as the Father uplifts those who defame him, so you children have to become like the Father in the same way. No matter how uncooperative someone may be, use your power of cooperation to make uncooperative ones become cooperative. Do not think that because of some reason someone is not moving forward. Do not leave aside weak ones. Do not leave aside weak ones thinking that they are weak, but give them power and make them strong. Pay attention to this, and the jewelry of the service plans will become studded with diamonds. That is, revelation will take place easily. Slogan: the reason for anger is selfishness and jealousy. These are the roots of irritation. So, first of all, finish them. Awake the signal. Finish the seed of impurity and become completely clean, pure. Purity is the foundation. So, to make the vow of celibacy for the foundation is common. However, you have now moved forward, and so you no longer have a childhood stage. You now have to go into the stage of retirement. I do remain celibate. I have purity anyway. Do not become happy with just that. Make your mind your main foundation pure. Make it an embodiment of this knowledge and an embodiment of power. Dadi Prakash Maniji's incognito effort to attain perfection. Special dharna for the 19th anniversary of Dadiji. While fulfilling all responsibilities, Dadiji had the aim: I have to reach the destination of becoming complete with all virtues, be full with all skills, and also be completely viceless. Dadiji was doubly nonviolent in her thoughts, words, and actions, and gave happiness to everyone and received happiness. Even with her mind, she didn't give any sorrow to anyone, nor did she take any sorrow. Dadiji always stayed in the attraction of the one father. She was never attracted by any old things, any persons, or the elements. She always stayed in remembrance of the one father and had total concentration, even her subtle attitudes. Dadiji always had the stage of a detached observer and experienced the company of the companion. She had spirituality in her drishti and attitude. She had such royalty in her sanskars that her vision was never drawn to anyone. She never kept anyone's defects in her heart. She never noted anyone's weaknesses. She always stayed beyond perchintan, thinking about others, perdarshan, looking at others, and permat, following the dictates of others, and always maintained thoughts of the original self. Dadiji was always very humble with Brahma Baba. She practiced the incorporeal and egoless stages. She always considered herself to be a server. She never accepted any praise for herself. If anyone criticized her, she was not afraid and didn't become happy when someone praised her. She had a stage of equanimity in every situation. She looked after the gift of a divine intellect she received from Babdada very well. She always had powerful thoughts. Her every action was according to Srimad. There was never any dictates of the self or of others mixed in that. She had the aim that her every thought, word, and action should be on the basis of a divine intellect and thereby attained perfection. She always had faith in one and received power from the one. All her relationships were with the one. There was never any subservience or attachment to anyone. She always saw others with a vision of brotherhood, imbibing the virtue of being merciful. She filled weak souls with power. She uplifted those who defamed her. She overcame every small and big situation with the awareness of nothing new. In any scene, instead of becoming confused with the questions of why and what, she always had the awareness of being a detached observer and was always cheerful. Royalty was visible in her every word. She never spoke any ordinary words, only words that were going to take practical shape emerged through her lips. For such a successful soul, and because her thoughts were always successful, she easily attained perfection. Because Dadiji was always full of self confidence, she always had the awareness that she was a victorious soul of every cult. She was never dependent on any old sanskars or nature. She experienced her soul residing in a body of light. Dadiji intellect Dadiji's intellect was like a clean and clear mirror. She always stayed as an embodiment of tapasya. She always had the awareness that the world will be benefited through this tapasya and the golden aged world of happiness will come. Keeping the final time in front of her, Dadiji always maintained thoughts of the original self. For her self progress, she had very sweet heart to heart conversation with Baba at Amrit Vela every day. She studied Baba's elevated versions in depth. Along with love for Baba, she also had unbroken love for Baba's murlis. In order to create her perfect stage, Dadiji practiced staying beyond the awareness of the body. In her intellect, she was always aware that she is an instrument for world benefit. I have to make my stage high, be concentrated, constant, stable, and be beyond thoughts. That is, make my stage free from any thoughts, and only then will I be able to fly away from this old world and go and sit with Baba in the subtle region. Dadiji always had this love to stay in Baba's remembrance. make everyone content and take everyone's blessings. No soul should be disturbed by me and thereby give me bad wishes. Dadi paid full attention to this and became worthy to receive everyone's blessings. Dadiji always had just the one aim in front of her. I have to become a complete and perfect angel and karmatit. I have to set this old body, become an angel, and become a resident of the Avyakta subtle regions. This service will continue day and night. Along with service, I have to pay subtle attention to myself and pass with honor. Dadiji was always beyond any obstacles and always had a stage that is free from obstacles. She would sit in solitude, check herself in a subtle way, and removed her weaknesses and defects and the flaws on the soul. The diamond and became an invaluable diamond. In order to make the self completely pure, full with light and might, with an internal attitude of disinterest, she stayed beyond in all situations and made her drashti and attitude completely pure. She defeated the whole household of old sanskars, became a conqueror of matter, and merged in Baba's lap. I belong to Baba and I have to become complete like Baba. This is why she completely surrendered the subtle ego of the body, the sanskars of the self respect, honor, praise, her intellect and habits. She became like the father and became a resident of the subtle region. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba.